Welcome. I am Crimey Queen, and if you are joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we actualize self-love with the use of scriptural references and our life experiences, seeing how they mesh, seeing how one impacts on the other, or how they merge well together, and to become better expressions and versions of who we truly are. Who are we? That's the question. Who are we? Okay, so that's the thing. We have been given the Bible, the scriptures, the teachings, the practices, rituals, and traditions. And of course, they have become part of our makeup. But we are still faced with the question, well, who am I? So, of course, now we all know that we are spirit, and we are still trying to make sense of how we mesh spirit and flesh together. Although we know that one house the other, but we still continue trying to work it out. Now, of course, that has been my main concern. Hence, that led me on to publishing 2 volumes of The Crimson Light by Crimey Queen. And of course, now really looking and delving into the scriptures even further, because who am I? Okay, now I know that I am spirit, a conscious being of light, and a with vibration that vibrates in the earth. And I also believe that I am the 5-pointed star, that is a representation or a dot for the gods above that look below, and they can spot me down on the ground and say, oh, there she is. There she is. So of course, like we look up into the heavens and we are able to see the stars, we are able to see the sun and the planets, and we are able to make sense or continue to make sense of the cosmos. Then we see, of course, they too are looking down on us and probably saying, oh, look at her, trying to figure out who she is. Doesn't she know she is light? Doesn't she know that she is of the said God? Doesn't she know that she is love? And our delight is in her. She is an expression of ourselves. She is an expression of who we are. So what can we do to let her know that? Of course. Or the answer to that, of course, Christ said, is within. Within. Now, it was with that word without that was in Genesis of chapter 1, verse 2, when it says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And it went on to say, oh, what was without? And then I ask myself, well, what was within? We hear of all what was without. The word with equals 6, and out, I think, equals 11. But what was within? And in, of course, equals 5. That's where we found a reflection of ourselves, Mother Eve, the 5-pointed star. She made us stars. We are stars. Wow. Now, I do these presentations intuitively, and often I think I know exactly what I'm going to say, but often I know that I am also guided by Mother Eve in what to convey, in what to say. And I am truly grateful and thankful for that, because Mother Eve is the said God. She's the God of language. She's the God of who orchestrates this whole grand finale that we are about to enter into, where we are going into the 8th cycle. We are ending a 7th cycle and moving into an 8th cycle, and we see this on the entrance of her contract that she had with the other gods. Basically, she was the letter and the teller. She's the bank. She's the river and the bank. Wow. She's the waters spoken of in Genesis of chapter 2. And there was darkness upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Waters. Where there is waters, there is bank. Banks are on either sides, that which holds things together. And we are men 90% water, and that is the message I'm getting direct from Mother Eve, and that is a little bit in contrary to what we have learned. We have learned that we are 70-80, maybe in some cases 90% water, but Mother Eve is telling me to say that female are of 100% water and male are 90% water. Now, the intention I had for this presentation is going a lot out there, but I am again going as I'm guided. So here is the 8th entrance or entry Mother Eve has made, where she has let there be light, let there be waters, and let there be earth, let there be waters, and we see the repetition. But when it comes to the 8th entrance, it turns, there's the different entry, the different regulation or stipulation. It's like, let us. This is on the 8th. She wants to get people together. The number 8 is really saying it's time for marriage. It's time to really look at both sides and come together. Time for resolution. Okay, so looking at, I've said all this because I'm divinely guided to do this that way. But we are looking at Mother Eve of her let there be, which the first was let there be light. Light equals 11. We see it's a master number. And so we will go with this. So we are concentrating with this part of our board. I heard this is a subject I want to go back to, but now, of course, as I mentioned, 11, and all these also equal 11. So perhaps it's really a good thing that it's there, because then it is that 33. It serves as the 33 degrees. Okay, now, so the magic of number 5. We have done number 4, number 1 to 4. We have 2 parts of number 2 to number 2 and 2 parts to number 4. Now I just find it really, it wasn't intended that way, that I should have 2 to 2 and 2 to 4. So 2 2s are 4, and of course 2 4s are 8. And this is flowing with what I'm saying, that Mother Eve is like wanting us to know about the 8th entrance. Okay, so there we go with 5. Now 5. Before I'm passionate about 5. I'm passionate of all the numbers really, but of course I have so many 5s in my makeup, or I was going to show you. I don't have it with me now, but 5 equals key. We will have it on here because I think it means that we will find the key. Okay, magic of 5. The word key is 257. 257, and if I was to look at this already, is saying to us that there is harmony here, but Mother Eve is wanting us to concentrate on the 2 7s, which is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So she is here in the 5. She wants us to get in that 5 state where we balance the masculine and the feminine together. So she is really like saying, it's time you guys stop fighting about who's right and who's wrong. How about you find the points on where you agree and see how you can work together. the male and female. How about now you say, okay, the male has had a fair share of phallic symbols in the earth to give directions of where the stop signs are, and and all of those things. But now let's get the feminine to have that to be a representation of the of the healing, the gentleness, the kindness, and the softness of speech, that which soothes the heart. So instead of breaking, how about mending? Okay, and breaking, which reminds me of the breaking of the bread, which has been the ritualistic thing that we have been doing. And it's not to say that we discontinue of those things, but apply, maybe apply apply some kind of gentleness, or be mindful of what we do. Just be mindful. Okay, know why we do what we do. This is the 5, the feminine and the masculine. Now I'm going to do feminine. Sometimes I have to slow myself down, because there's so much I want to say, and I don't want to have the spirit of rush in what I am doing, because so I am now, while I'm doing this, I'm recognizing there is an element of wanting to just do this feminine and masculine, so, or that I can just get on with what I intended. So I'm now slowing down and recognizing that feeling. Okay, so this is 6, 5, 4, 9, 5, 9, 5, 5. So this here is 10, 20, 30, 9, 48. 48. Of course, the numbers are speaking as they look. So it's like saying there is a degree of solidity and a degree of test of setting with, or completion with number 8, because 8 is God and 4 is the 4 elements and 4 gospels and 4 of everything, our 4 points, our north, south, east and west. So it's like saying that here is a message already, to recognize our north, south, east and west, and that is what is important to making the whole. And it is now, in what I have just said, that is what is required, the feminine aspect to becoming whole. And to put it in simpler terms, is that when we add 4 plus 8, it gives us 12. The 12 zodiac signs, the 12 hours of the day, the 12 there are 12s. There are so many 12s. Okay, the 12 month of the year. The 12, there is a 12, is it points to our bodies. The word is not coming, endocrine or so, yeah. But there are the different 12s that is important for us to pay attention to, and because all the numbers are relating to ourselves, and that's the thing is important for us to remember. Always look within. Where is the reference? Where are we making that the reference point in us, or the point of reference? Where does it lie within the self? That is a question that is important for us to ask. Like when I do 7 now, I am remembering we have 7 circles to our head, and then that tells me where am I paying attention to that part of the self. Okay, that's just an example. So 3, here we see, this is what we talk about, the 3 vibration. So 3 is that magic number that we have as 3 here. 3, our north, south, east and west again. Going back to the 4 is the E, and it's the south. So north, south, east, and west. And of course, we have Mother Eve in the center of it all. That's the knot. The knot that is often not counted. Okay. So, and of course, there we have the 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that in itself tells us the feminine is really God that we had not want to acknowledge. So here we see the feminine is God, is the 8-pointed, or the 8-pointed star in this sense. I think it is said the 8-pointed star is seen as Satan now, and of course, which coincides with my teaching, because Mother Eve I have seen is Satan, and I spotted that in the story of Job. So it was the story of Job where Mother Eve really wanted Job to be a bit more respectful of women. And he was a righteous man who would do everything in the right way. He followed all the protocols, and he was blameless. But in essence, there was something, it's not what you all, sometimes it's not what you do, it's what you have not done. And the not. And that's what had happened with Job. That only transpired when he said to his wife, who said to him, "Why don't you curse God and die?" Of course, that was Mother Eve. That was Mother Eve. That was the divine feminine saying to him, "Well, why don't you just do that?" Because he was really angry about the mother. He says he cursed the day that he was born. He cursed that day. And he was going on, and the wife said to him, "Well, you're carrying on, so why don't you curse God and die?" That's the story of Job in the Bible. And that was the seed of every man's job, to know and discover himself. Hence the word Job or Job. Now, that's in chapter 38. So, I love it. I laughed because then she also said to him at one point, "Where were you?" Because there he was in communion with God, with the serpent, and the serpent, of course, is Satan, and he is like really going on, and Mother Eve says, "Well, where were you when I gushed you out of my womb? Where were you?" That's the, oh my God, I'm saying that and I had not even got the fullness of it. Where were you when you were out of the womb? It's to get his mind to think of the feminine aspect. You came out of a woman. This is what Satan is trying to get him to recognize. And then, instead of really, of course, when the wife told him that, he says, "Why don't you," well, shut up, woman. You begin to sound like the common women on the street. That is the only aspect of the whole story that showed me where Job really had such a hard time discovering himself. He had not recognized that he had come from a woman, and a woman is that goddess that he should honor and give reverence to. He had not done that. Please share that video and really share the essence of that, because I have not met anyone who had come with this revelation, which is where we are. It's not by chance I came to that understanding. I didn't come through it just by myself. It was a divine message, because I did ask to seek wisdom, to find wisdom, and it has been passed on. So this is it. This is the flower. He had not understand the flower. Hence, it is also said when a woman has her maid taken, meaning she has sex for the first time, she bleeds, she has been deflowered. It's a flower. Okay, so Satan, I think, of course, the number of Satan, the S is for the snake, the serpent or the snake. And this is 2, I think it's 10 actually. Let's see, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, we can see how 10, so the word let equals 10, and Satan equals 10, hell equals 10, because of course Job was in hell. And heaven equals 10. We are talking about the said God here. Mother Eve is just so amazing. So we know that the feminine is free. She is freedom. Free is freedom. Freedom. But she's always seeking to recruit people. That's what Christ was about. So masculine. MASCULINE. We can see how we are always online. We can see who devised being online. We could see where the word line derives from. Who created this internet being online? Who, of course, hangs clothes on lines? We usually get the men to put up the line. We say, come, nail that hair and put up the line. Okay, so let's do this. 4, 1, 1. And the A, of course, this is our pyramid hair, but the MA hair is really the AM in essence. The AM, like Moses was referred to, I am that I am. So we can see the I am that I am is in the masculine hair. I have to put things in a fair position here. So the AM hair is in the masculine hair. Now, of course, that also reminds me, and this is what Mother Eve is saying, it's about function, not about male and female. It's about function. That's what the I am that I am, which is in the masculine hair, so of course is masculine is seen as male and not taken into consideration we have both masculine and feminine in us. This is Mother Eve as well was saying this or using her masculine side to Job and say, answer me, be a man. That is exactly what we are saying here. She is still giving him hints to say, be a man, meaning that recognize the MA in you. Recognize that. The AM or the IM or the and man. Yes, the AM or ma, meaning like call when we say ma, you know. So there is, the Bible is a game. It's of that wonderful game. So okay, we have 3, 3, 3, and we see it has, so the vibrations are very active here. So we had 9 here. We had 2 eyes here, 2 eyes here, and we've got 1 eye here. So this is why we can see here masculine and feminine together has 3 eyes. So you have your 2 eye here and the 3rd eye, which is here. It also has 3 ins in it, meaning, that's interesting, 3 ins. So even to our faces, we will see that we have these 3 ins, direct hair or nostrils and all. But this is something else I'll go into another time because it's very interesting. So 5 plus 5, 10, and 9 is 19, 20, and 25. So masculine hair is 25, which equals 7. Again, it's like telling us, or it has in it the message of being two sevens. It is a message beckoning us to be whole. Two sevens are 14, 14, 1 plus 5, 1 plus 4, sorry, is 5. This is what is beckoning us to get there. So, of course, it is amazing that I decided I'm going with to do the magic number 5, and I had not really, and I thought I was moving away from 5, and of course we can see how magically that we have come onto 5. So there we see how 5 has displayed its presence in the masculine name here. And of course we have the masculine offers a lot. We see that it has the you. It's like it's really reminding us about who you are, you here. And the MA, of course, as I say, is very, very prominent here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It also has 9 letters. So that in itself is telling us that, that's interesting. If it's 9 letters, then we could look at the middle letter. And it's good that we look at the first and last. The first and last, which 4 plus 5 is 9. So that takes us onto the spectrum of the sacrifice template. And so that is, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, you are 5. You are 5. You are the middle number, the middle letter, which is which equals 3, which equals 3 here, but it's the 5th. So you are you, which is 3, 3 like in the masculine, the feminine, sorry, which is W, but it also, so W as well as 3, which I have shown here, is really in itself telling us about, it entails its partnership. Here in the middle is that you. 3 plus 5 equals 8, which is the 8th hair. Again, we have the 8 petals. So we can see how masculine and feminine come together to form the whole. In both cases, we had feminine as free hair, which of course, looking at the characteristic of that, so 2 sevens here, if we were to look at the 2 7 here as in a form of, okay, I see it as in the form of 7, so we would have 7, which is 1 7, and the other 7 would be upside down. This is the whole. So basically we can see why we have a curve and square. 2 7, this is the 2 7, and 2 7, which is 7 here, and 4 8, which is 8 here. This is where we have the 4 points here to denote the masculine in this sense, but it is whole, and here we have the feminine here, which is whole. 8. So 8 and 4 is 12, and of course the 2 together, we go back to number 3, gives us back number 3, which is 12. So in this sense, male or the masculine rather is 4. That is why we associate the hard corners with the masculine side, and with 8 here, which is the lines, we associate with the feminine hair. Now, anything else about 5 that we need to cover? We know that 5, so basically 5 has given us a good representation of what it is, in that it is key. it is key, as we have seen here. Now, if we remember, for instance, when we started with key here, we have 2 and 7 here. The 2 and 7 have reflected in the masculine right here, but the feminine, the E, which equals 5, had been in the middle. In the middle, still balancing beautifully here. That's the magic of 5. Now we understand that we have the key, and all those words I'm going to say are really in direct correlation to the value of number 5. So key, house, home, Christ, Eve, pineal gland, kundalini, the I Ching, lock, and there's so much more. There's so much more, but I leave you with this right now. And of course, I have got on templates to numerology. I have covered a lot about number 5. So if you explore those, you will find that. Thank you for watching. Be ignited, be a field, because we are planting new seeds. Thank you. And spill over with love.